Hello everybody, today I have my favorite book, Ivy and Bean. So we're going to restart this book because most of you wanted to read it. So yeah, here we go. Pretty people, important girls. Mine pretty people will Bean at the top of her paper. Woo, 17 letters, time for a break, Bean, said Miss Ayuba. Do you need help? I'm resting, explained Bean. Nobody else is resting, Vanessa said. Her table was next door to Bean. She was probably drawing pictures of her important people. My important people. Thank you, Vanessa, said Miss Ayuba. In that way, that really meant stop looking. Then she said, Bean in the way. That really meant get to work, Bean sighed and picked up her pencil. My important people, okie dokie, line them up. She drew her mom, she drew her dad. She drew her mom eating a whole cake by herself. Her mom liked cake. Mom, she wrote. Then she drew her dad with a little spoon. He was making more cake for Mom. Dad, she wrote. Bean scrunched her little sister Nancy in a corner. She drew some flags buzzing around her head. Then she wrote. Bean looked around the classroom. I'm picturing that. Everyone was drawing like crazy. Eric was drawing so hard his tongue was hanging out. Margalie had made friends around each of her important people. Bean wished out of that. She went back to drawing Grandma, Grandpa, of the Grandpa, 2 uncles, 3 aunts, 4 cousins, 1 cousin. Wasn't there 1 cousin, but Bean liked him a lot anyway. Yep. He had a pet alligator. Bean put the alligator in there too. Cool now, Ivy. You should be finishing up, friends, said Miss Ayuba. I haven't put in my cousins yet. No, I haven't finished my brothers and sisters, yelled Vanessa. Everyone scrabbled as fast as they could. Bean picked over at Ivy's paper to see if she can read. She did! She had. Bean peeked some more. Ivy had drew her mom, her grandpa, her aunt, Bean, Abraham Lincoln, Mary Annie, Boudica, and the gorilla. Wall thought Bean. Abraham Lincoln, Bean wanted a copycat, but she didn't. She drew Miss Ayuba instead. Miss Ayuba was as good as Abraham Lincoln any day. I'm gonna do what they do, okay? But I picture them doing so, yeah. When they were done, Miss Ayuba pinned their important people on the wall. She was decorating for open house. Open house was when the grown-ups came to school to see what the kids had been doing all year. And Miss Ayuba said she wanted the classroom to look fantabulous. Everyone helped. Did it and drew fuzzy balls out of the carpet. Ivy turned all the books the right way on the bookshelf. If there was one thing Bean couldn't stand, it was bossy weddings. You just judged because you didn't think of Abraham Lincoln, or a girl. I am not snapped, Vanessa. I already have lots of important people right in my real family. Vanessa and Bean, said Miss Ayuba. Why don't you agree to disagree and move away from each other? Ivy's important people can be anyone or any girl. She chose C, said Bean to Vanessa. Bean, said Miss Ayuba. Will you help me make a sign that says our art gallery? I'll write out the words for you to copy. Sure, Miss Ayuba, said Bean. She tried not to smile at Vanessa, but she couldn't help it. Vanessa stomped away. By the time the bell rang, the 2nd graders were learning to Lubin. Good work, friend, said Miss Ayuba. Looking around, this classroom looked fantabulous. It did too. I'm beat, said Eric as he came out into the breeze. He fell into a bench. I'm Bush, said Dizzy. He fell on the bench too. I'm fainting, said Zuzu. She She fainted into a planter. She fainted into a planter, yeah. And poop, said Bean. She crumbled to her knees in the middle of the breezeway. I have to call home. Me too, said Ivy, crumbling alongside of Bean. I've never cleaned that hard in my whole life. That's because you're an only child, said Vanessa, voice high above them. I have two all this time at home and cooks too. Take care of my brothers and sisters, so I'm used to it. She gave a big sigh. Other children never do that, Rick. That's why they're usually spoiled. Ben could have bitten Vanessa on the ankle, but she didn't. She just said, Ivy's not spoiled. I know this kid who's totally spoiled, said Eric. If you don't know what he says, he screams. If you don't know what he says, he screams. My cousin, so spoiled, said Zuzu. She won't really play with anything. She bring out one toy, and that's all you can play with. She hides everything else and says she lost it. My brother knows this guy who's so spoiled. He yells at his mom and said Zuzu. He yells, go get me pizza right now. And she does. She does ask Eric. Zuzu nodded. Wow, said Eric. I'd get sent to my room for 100 years. Sometimes, said Zuzu, he yells so much his mom lets him drive the car. No way, said Bean. Yes way, Zuzu nodded. That's nuts, said Bean. She looked up at Vanessa. Ivy isn't like that. I didn't say she was, Vanessa argued. I just said that the only children are usually spoiled. Well, Ivy's not. Bean, said Bean. Are you Ivy? Ivy rolled over on her back and looked at Vanessa. Well, suddenly her arm shivered. Bean frowned. I think I might be, Ivy said in a voice. Her legs quivered. Feel it coming right now. Bean started smiling. Oh no, she's spoiling. It's happening. Here it comes. Ivy put on. I can't help it. Tried to help her and called it, but it was too late. Give me pizza! Yelled Ivy. Or else. Too close for comfort. So, everyone, I'm gonna read this next chapter after I get a drink of my water. Okay, next chapter. Luckily, Ivy recovered quickly. All they had to do was sprinkle a little water on her face. At first, it didn't help her, but after Roseyard Judy told them to stop pouring the water all over the breezeway. Ivy said she felt normal enough to walk home. That was a close call, she said. I still feel a little spoiled. You have to cure you, Bean agreed, of your terrible spoilment. We'd better do it soon, said Ivy. But when they got to Bean's house, it was more fun to play spoiled child. Of course, they didn't yell at Bean's dad. They just yelled at each other. First Bean was spoiled and Ivy was mom. Then Ivy was spoiled and Bean was mom. In the end, they were both spoiled and they put Bean's old toy car on the top of her trampoline and jumped inside it until Bean's dad came outside. They told them to stop and like crazy people. Then Ivy went home and Bean drew 6 pictures with frames around them. I mean, one thing and another, she forgot all about Ivy being spoiled. Even Ivy forgot about it. Until the next morning, Ivy and Bean almost walked together. Ivy was almost ready for Bean, so she almost waited for Bean on the sidewalk. Bean ran out her front door. Forgot my lunch, she hollered and ran back inside. Bean ran out her front door. Just a sec, she hollered and ran back inside. Bean ran out her front door. The time she got to the sidewalk, she stopped and scared at Ivy. Are you cold? No, said Ivy. I'm hot. Why are you wearing 2 coats? Asked Bean. And 3 sweaters and 2 dresses. added Ivy. Because I'm going to give them away so I won't be spoiled. You want a coat? No, thank you, said Bean. She already had a coat. You're walking really slow. I can't bend my knees, Ivy explained. I'm wearing 3 pairs of tights. They were a little late to school. But at the end of lunch, Ivy had given away both coats, all 3 sweaters, one of the dresses, 1 pair of tights, and her headband. The bell rang. The second graders swarmed to Miss Aribitate's classroom. Wait, that was my best headband, she said, softly watching Anna walk away with it. When the bell rang, the second graders swarmed to Miss Aribitate's classroom. They were happy because it was time for measuring. Measuring was a blast. Every kid got a plastic tape measure and a partner, and they ran like crazy, trying to measure kids faster than everyone else. Ivy and Bean measured their heads and their fingers and their feet and their eyeballs and their necks and their chair legs and the pencils and the distance between the wall and the wall. Then they ran to the table and plopped themselves down in their chairs. We finished first, yelled Bean. We win! Did it and plopped themselves down. So, we finished second! This is not a contest, friends, said Miss Aribitate. Sure it is. Sure it was, and Ivy and Bean had won. They smiled at each other after measuring some. Graphing was not a blast. Graphing was a bummer. Graphing running off. I'll be back. It'll be just a second.
No time. Was there any intent on my part to withhold the information from you as the chair? This committee sacrificed our national security and our Constitution for his personal political benefit. It's another way.
I am back, everyone. Gavin was running all freaking measurements on a chart. You have to put all your numbers in the right place. You have to put the right size lines next to your numbers. You have to put all your words right. You have to do everything right. I was much better at things that had to be right than Bean was. So Bean let her be in charge of graphing. Bean was in charge of keeping Ivy company and offering good suggestions. But that still gave her plenty of time to look around the room and think. First, she thought that Eric was using the same color green for 2 different lines. She pointed these out. He changed green. Then she... Hi. Oh, want to come up here? Come here. Come on. You want to listen to me read? Come on. Come on. Look at Apple Jacks. Hi. Okay. You ready? Sit down straight like this. Don't fall, don't fall. You gonna sit like that? Okay. You wanna redo this one? Okay, good. I'm gonna redo it. That's how it goes. No. That's it. Then she thought that McAdam couldn't have a 20-inch finger. Nobody had a 20-inch finger to put it out. Here, no her. Bean looked over at Zuzu Vanessa's graphing chart. They had done it all in different shades. Pink, Vanessa had drawn flowers around the word. Graphing, it looked good. Bean remembered something. Hey, Vanessa, she hissed. Ivy isn't spoiled. She gave away all her clothes. She can't still be spoiled, Vanessa. No, Sabine, giving away stuff is the opposite of being spoiled. Vanessa shook her head. Miss Arbite cried, Bean, you can't be spoiled if you give away all your clothes and your headband and your best headband, can you? Miss Arbite looked up from her web. Who has given away all the clothes and the best headband? Nobody said any, but they all looked up at Ivy. Graphing was more of a woman than that. Why are you loving her? Why are you loving her? Think she ugly? Ivy and Bean trailed slowly home. Bean was slow because she was carrying all the clothes that Ivy had to take back. They were heavy. She surprised Ivy had been able to walk all that morning. Ivy was so slow because she felt bad. Her face was red, but she still felt bad. I'm sorry I got you in trouble, Bean said again. I wish I hadn't said anything. I know, sighed Ivy, but now Miss Ivy would take mad at me. I don't get it. They tell you 7 million times share stuff, Bean said. Then they freak out when you do it. You dropped a sweater. Can you pick that up? Okay, that's all y'all get. Because I've read a lot. I've read a lot today. It's almost. If y'all want me to do this for an hour, I might. Let's see how much percent this is on. Yep, we can't do this. See you guys in the next video. Me and Ada gonna go on the trampoline. Bye.